Pete Harris at the free throw line. And let's see what happens here. Huskies by 3, 13 seconds to go. Harris has a 1-and-1. Here's the shot. It is up and good. Pete Harris, automatic. It's a 4-point game.
Don't touch him. That's what Coach Calhoun said. Don't touch him.
One more shot for Harris. Pete has got to make this one. And it is up. It is good. 74-69. Huskies by 5. And Vermont brings it up. It is Baker with the ball. Right side, Wilgus. He's open with 9 seconds. Here's the shot way off. Halls of the rebound. Mark is slapped, hit. He loses the ball with 4 seconds. Harris has the ball 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Pete is fouled with 1 second to go. The Huskies have advanced to the finals, and for the first time ever in Division I history, they have won a playoff game. Northeastern has done it tonight. You have to give them all the credit in the world. They blew a 10-point lead, fell behind by 4, and it seems Vermont had them dead to rights, but the Huskies held their composure, came through, especially in the overtime. All their points at the foul line.
Shooting's the key. Barry Moss hit 6 foul shots in the last 5 minutes plus the overtime. Phil Robinson, Rowan Braswell had 4 foul shots. So all of a sudden, playoffs, Saturday afternoon or evening, whatever. Please come down there early because it's going to be the biggest crowd of the year. So I know if it's Holy Cross or Maine, they both have rooters from all over the place. So good crowd support tonight. I'm glad to see it. Last year I wasn't too impressed, but ticket prices are pretty low. You can't beat this is a good, for two Beanos, you can't beat the basketball game you've seen tonight.
Well, timeout was taken, so right now we still have 1 second to go. Pete Harris was fouled. He will shoot a 1-and-1. Amazingly, the Huskies in the overtime are 14 of 15 from the foul line. That's how they have all their points. Vermont has 5 free throws, 2 field goals by Corey Wilgus, and Wilgus missed that last shot. And Wilgus right now congratulates Eric Jefferson and Terry Moss. It was a tough battle. The Huskies with a hard-earned victory tonight, and Vermont would never quit. They came to play, and they gave the Huskies a big scare. But Northeastern will win their 5th overtime game of the season out of 6 tries. Pete Harris has a 1-and-1 with 1 second to go. This right now for the record books. Pete bends a couple of times. Here's the shot. It is good. 75-69. And I'm sure that Maine Holy Cross game is over. If we can get a score before our broadcast terminates, we'd appreciate it. And Pete Harris has one more shot. It's academic now. The Huskies have won. The shot is good. 76-69, 1 second to go. Vermont will just inbound the ball, and it is picked up by Nocera. He throws it the length of the court. The ball game is over, and the Huskies have advanced to the finals of the ECAC North playoffs. They have beaten Vermont tonight, 76-69 in overtime. It went right down again to a situation where Northeastern was forced to hold their poise, and they did so successfully, Paul.
They did some job at the end, though. They thought everything was all over, trailing by 5 points. They nipped, tucked, scratched, and I'll take Northeastern with anybody in an overtime ball game. We've seen some thrillers. Towson State was something else. This was something even bigger. We thought it was going to be just like last year. No faith, but now we have it.
The Huskies have won. Right now, Tony Robinson is down with Coach Jim Calhoun.
Okay, Coach, you had a phenomenal game. Congratulations. Did you think it would be this close?
Oh, no, I didn't, but I just really think our kids played a great gutty game. You know, we didn't really play that well. We played with intensity, but we couldn't put the ball in the basket. We had layup after layup after layup, but
right.
I don't know, it's a courageous performance by our kids. No question, especially with Chip and Dave fouling out.
Yeah, you got a lot of help from Roland, Mark, and Bill, 3 freshmen. What do you look for in the next game?
Well, to play an awful lot better, and thank God these freshmen, the rest of these kids really came through. A tremendous job by them.
Okay, Coach, good game. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Steve.
Thank you very much, Tony. Northeastern really did depend on the 3 freshmen. Phil Robinson was in there at key times. He did not play altogether that well. Mark Halsey was inserted with 12 seconds to go in the ballgame, his first appearance for defensive purposes, which is rather strange. Mark is supposed to have some weaknesses in that category. However, Vermont, I do not think, played the last shot wisely. They went for just one-on-one with Jeff Brown holding on to the ball, then he threw it up at the last second. It does not allow for a rebound or anything. And as it turned out, the shot was missed. It was a wild one. We went into overtime. But about the freshman, Halsey played well. Roland Braswell, who missed a free throw, which could have given Northeastern a tie late in regulation, came on strong in the overtime. The Huskies were 16 of 17 at the foul line. Moss hit a couple, then Braswell hit a couple to start out the OT. They led 64-60. Vermont cut it down a couple of times, but then the parade to the free throw line. Moss had 4, Jefferson had 2, Pete Harris had 4 in the overtime. Braswell finished with 4 in that overtime. And again, it was just a matter of the Huskies holding on down the end. They've won the overtime game.
Let me run over Northeastern scoring real quick. For Northeastern, Pete Harris had 18, Barry Moss had 12, Chip Rucker had 8 points, Rowan Braswell 4 big foul shots, 6 points on the night. Eric Jefferson led the first half, some big scoring in second half. He had 18 points. Dave Lato had 4. He fouled out. Charlie Heineck, first 6 of the ball game, and that's what he ended up with. Phil Robinson, he wound up the night with 4 points. They announced the game's going to be Saturday night, 7:30. So I guess, I don't know, they switched, say one thing one time. They still don't have a score, though. They just announced they don't know the Holy Cross main score.
The last score we heard, Holy Cross was up by a point at halftime. Of course, we see what things can happen as the game progresses here in the second half. Northeastern led at halftime, 38-29. It looked like they had things well in hand, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they reached a panic point. They threw some balls away. The layups, Chip Rucker really had an off game coming off the 30-point effort against BU, and he missed a couple of layups, a couple of slam dunks. The dunk that he missed resulted in a technical. Chip did not have his composure. He fouled out, and he did not play a key role tonight for Northeastern. However, the Huskies in the second half fell behind by 4. They gathered around their foul line and said, hey, let's take charge, let's do it. Let's not have a repeat of last year, which is the difference between this team and a year ago. Last year they panicked. When it really came down to it, here they got back. Eric Jefferson hit the bank shot down the end. They were also helped by some free throws missed by Vermont, as Jeff Brown, with a 1-point game, made it 60-58, missed the second of the 1-and-1. EJ came down with 45 seconds to go, hit the turnaround bank shot to tie it at 60. Vermont went for the last shot, didn't get it, and the Huskies took over at the foul line in the OT.
I know, it was a lack of intensity on a couple of plays. We saw some turnovers when Vermont took that lead back. Phil Robinson threw a ball away, Eric Jefferson, but they regrouped and came back. And this is a team that's been here last year, playoff time. They got bumped out, and now finally they've got what they want. The finals, to see who's going to the NCAA's Saturday night right here at 7:30. Tickets will be on sale starting tomorrow. You might as well pick them up soon, because whoever it is, Holy Cross of Maine, they're going to bring a tribe in here, and we're limited seating.
Tickets are $2. Okay, we've got a score. Holy Cross won. Holy Cross won a close one also, 63-59. So it is the matchup: Northeastern against Holy Cross. The Crusaders, the defending champions in the ECAC North. They beat BU in the finals last year and then lost to Iona in the opening round of the NCAAs. As far as the NCAAs are concerned, they will start next Thursday, March 12th. And also they will start in certain regionals on the 13th. The Huskies can go to any one of 8 sites. It could be Providence.
How about us? Are we going to go?
Sure, we're going. We'll be there. We will be there the rest of the way on to Philadelphia. And they could go to Charlotte, North Carolina, Lawrenceville, Kansas. They could go to Los Angeles. They could go to any place.
That would be sad news. I would love a trip to L.A., but, you know, that's what they do sometimes, match these New England teams up against powerhouses. Boston College lost, and they're probably going to get there well, they're guaranteed that large bid, and they're probably going to get thrown off at some who knows what's going to happen.
Well, they have the power ratings this year when they line up the top team against the bottom team and so forth. The Huskies, no matter where they go, if they make the NCAAs, will most likely wind up being in the bottom of a regional. But at this point, the Huskies are just about as short, I think, of going to the NITs if they lose to Holy Cross here on Saturday. So we've got the finals, Northeastern against Holy Cross.
Even if they win, too. Invitations go out.
Well, if they win, they've got an NCAA automatically. If they lose, they'd hope to go to the NITs. Right now, the Huskies are 22-5. They have matched their biggest winning streak of the season. They won their first 7 of the season. Now they've won their last 7. So the Huskies hope to make it 8 against Holy Cross. The big matchup here, that'll be
finally
7:25. Finally, and in the final, 7:25 here at the Cabot Gym. And that is going to be a big one. Tickets on sale tomorrow morning. Go down to the bookstore. Go down to the athletic department. Go down to Paul Porter's house. He's got tickets pocketed already. He's printing them up, I think. $2 for students, $4 for your regular average people. And that is the story. Northeastern has won in overtime, a scare again. It was a story from the free throw line, outscoring the Catamount 16-9 from the foul line. The second time they have beaten Vermont this season. They did so earlier, December the 10th, 71-63. They do it again here, although it was not as easy to say the least. So, Paul, we have to pick now the star of the game.
Through the clutch, it was Barry Moss and Rowan Braswell. You pick them. I won't disagree, but I
It
have
is
to
tough.
give both of those guys credit. Perry Moss, he had 7 foul shots in the second half. Make that 6 foul shots in the second half. Rowan Braswell, he had 4 big ones.
I don't know. I think Roland has come on strong as of late. And
big rebound inside.
Big rebound.
Too.
I think that Roland really played a key role. Perry was kind of quiet throughout the ball game, although down the stretch he was immense.
Defensively, yeah.
But I think we can go with Roland. He was an enforcer inside, and Roland has really been playing better and better each ball game. So that will do it. I'd like to thank Tony Robinson tonight for handling things downstairs, and of course Paul Potter doing another wonderful, colorful job.
Thank you, as always.
So the season extends. The Huskies have lived to fight another day. It's the ECAC North Championship this Saturday here at the Cabot Gym at 7:25. Northeastern against Holy Cross. We'll be on the air, of course, for that one, and if they win that, it's on to the NCAA. So that does it. This is Steve Berkowitz saying so long. The final score for the last time in overtime: Northeastern 76, Vermont 69.